Hello, this is Dr. Hui Liu from San Jose, California, United States. My email is ibridgepy@gmail.com. IBridgePy is an easy-to-use Python platform to help traders to build algorithm trading robots. It can backtest and live trade with interactive brokers, Robinhood, and TD Ameritrade. You can download iBridgePy from www.ibridgepy.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because more tutorials are coming. I'm going to talk about convert historical data which has an index of Datetime to epoch for backtesting, because right now IBridgePy backtester can take historical data format when it has epoch as index. So IBridgePy backtester is able to import historical data from third party. If you have third-party data provider, you can download historical data from them and save the data to a local file, and then supply this local file to backtester for backtesting. In the format of this import date file, especially the index, can be epoch or can be other date time string right now. But in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about to convert datetime to epoch. And it involves pandas.DataFrame, index manipulation, and the concept of epoch. You can go to this website, which is epoch converter. Epoch is actually the goal of epoch is to use an integer to represent a time with a time zone. The calculation of this epoch second is look for example, we have a time at this moment, and go back to 1970 January 1st, 0 hour, 0 minute, and then calculate how many seconds has passed from that time to right now, and which is an integer. And then use that integer as a second to represent a time with time zone, because the reference time 0 is within UTC time zone. And this is the actually, let me move it a little bit. Right. Oh, not easy. Okay, anyway, if you go to this website, not this one. Anyway, if you want to have a hands-on experience about epoch, you can go to this website to convert epoch second to a human-friendly format, and vice versa. And then in this tutorial, I'm going to give a demo of converting pandas.DataFrame with an index of date time to epoch, and then save it to local file for backtesting later. To a demo. This time, I'm going to use a Jupyter notebook to do the demonstration of historical data file format transfer. So this is the Jupyter notebook, and I opened it up. The root folder is IBridgePy right now. And you can go to IBridgePy folder called tutorials. Go there, and you will find there are two Jupyter notebooks right now. I'm going to talk about convert hist with datetime index to epoch. Let's open this one. Okay, right now it's open. I will explain them line by line, make sure everyone understands what's going on. So the first block is to import. Actually, what I want to do here is to add the base folder to actually the base IBridgePy folder to this notebook run actually. So I use OS to get current directory and go back one step, because this file right now lives in a folder called tutorials. But what I really want to do is to add the folder one step up to this project. So this line will add the base folder of IBridgePy to this run. Because of this block, let me run it. So because of that block, so that I can directly import build active trader IB from trader factory, because trader factory is a file under IBridgePy base folder, so that I can import this function. The goal of this function is to, just as it said, build an active trader and get connected to interactive brokers. And it takes one parameter, which is, let me finish this one. It takes one parameter, which is account code. To find out the account code, go to TWS and go to upper right corner. It will has the account code. This is not your login ID. This is the account code. If it starts with DU, which means you're using a paper account right now. Let's run it. So after it runs, we have an object, which is T. Actually, it stands for a trader. You can call it other name, but I just call it T. And so that you can use this object to evoke any functions belongs to this object. In the list of this function, you can go to IBridgePy. Actually, let's go there together, IBridgePy.com. If you go to documentation, and from ordering here, all our functions can be evoked from this object T, actually. The next line is, I want to import symbol, because I need to use symbol to define a contract. Symbol is not a function of trader object, so that we need to import it from IBridgePy.IBridgePy_tools. So after this line, we can use symbols in this line. So this line, request historical data. If you are not sure what it means, you can go to IBridgePy documentation and click request historical data. This function can obtain historical data from interactive broker, and the return of this function is a pandas.DataFrame. Let's go back to there. And at this moment, we want to get, for this demo, we want to get daily bar and go back 5 days. The return will be a pandas.DataFrame. So after I run this line, I have a hist pandas.DataFrame already. And then this line is to print out the pandas.DataFrame, so that we have a feeling about what it is. And we print it out. It shows the pandas.DataFrame. It has columns: open, high, low, close, volume. And it has an index. The index, the format of index at this moment is the pandas datetime at this moment. We will verify it later. Actually, we can do this block. We can verify it right now. This is, yeah, you can see this type is hist.index, means I want this column. -1 means I just want to get this cell. And then I use Python default function type to print out what is the type. The type is datetime, which is pandas. No, this is a Python package, datetime. .date means this one is in date format. Yes, that's what we expected. The next line is, we have a new folder in the base project folder called tools. And this tools folder contains a lot of tools for users to use. For example, there is a hist converter. Hist converter has a few different functions you can use. For example, we want to convert hist using datetime index, and we want to convert the index from datetime to epoch, so that if we save the historical data to a CSV file, and we can use this CSV file later for our IBridgePy backtester, because right now backtester takes epoch index, and it's a little bit faster, but we have worked out IBridgePy to take any, I won't say any, but take datetime in string format. When it has a time zone, then IBridgePy backtester can take it. But in this tutorial, we want to focus on learning how to handle pandas.DataFrame and how to convert index and how to use IBridgePy tools. So that we run this file. And then the next line, we're going to use convert hist, which is this hist actually. And because this hist is using datetime, because right now it's using datetime, but we want to convert it to epoch. So the epoch is the second from right now, and go back to year 1970, January 1st, UTC time, and then we want to use it. The return format should be integer. And we use this method to convert this hist to a new pandas.DataFrame. We call it converted. So at this moment, we can verify the index of converted should be an integer. Actually, it's not a pure integer, because in pandas.DataFrame, it uses NumPy integer 64-bit, but that is good enough for our to use for backtesting. And then let's print out converted to see how it looks like. It looks like we have added a new column and converted it into an index, and we call the column name is called epoch, and this has become the epoch seconds there. And you can find out there's one more column is added, which is called index, because this is the previous index and the format is year, month, date, as we can see here, and it's converted to a column. We keep it as a record in this conversion. So at this moment, the index is epoch already. The next step is to, we have imported OS already. The next is to save this file to the base folder, and there's a folder called output, and we save it as myhist.csv. After we run this file, this CSV file will be created, and in this file, we can verify the index has become epoch instead of the date time there. Let's run it. Okay, right now we save it to myhist.csv in an output folder. Let's go to that folder to take a look. So go back, go to output. There is a CSV file called myhist.csv, and it was created seconds ago. Let's open it. So at this moment, you can see the column has become epoch, and this file is ready for IBridgePy backtester to consume for backtesting. However, when IBridgePy has upgraded the features to be able to, actually IBridgePy is able to support the CSV file when the index is not epoch second. For example, if we will have another tutorial to talk about later.
Thank you very much. For any questions, please send an email to IBridgePy@gmail.com. If you need any help on coding, please check out our well-known Run a Coder service. More tutorials are coming. Please don't forget to subscribe. IBridgePy is an easy-to-use Python platform to backtest and live trading. Thank you very much.